welcome to the do-it-yourself video from In the Barrow. I'm going to be showing you how to make these mini flag necklaces. It's real easy and you can make them in so many different ways, so I'm excited to get started with you. Okay, now what I've done is I went to just the local fabric store, and they sell felt for pretty cheap. It's something like $5 a yard. And you can make a lot of these felt necklaces out of very little felt. So you're going to cut little triangles from the felt. Now, I don't use a ruler or anything, just because I kind of like imperfections with my work. I feel like I get caught up in being too perfect if I set, rigid rules for myself. So I like to just sort of let them show their character with their imperfections. So what I've done is I've set out a sterling silver 16-inch chain. I measured that out specifically so that I know what to tell my customers. Then you just take the little triangles that you've cut out, and you basically want to make sure that you are centering them in the chain. So you want to make sure that you have just as much on one end of the chain as you do on the other end of the chain. Otherwise, you are going to end up with kind of an off necklace. The flags will be a little bit closer to one side where the clasp is versus the other, and it just won't sit right on your neck. Or you'll have a clasp on the side of your neck, which will also be kind of strange. So basically what you want to do, I have all of these little rings ready to go, and you basically just want to push the rings through the felt, and that sounds easier than it actually is. Felt is a very durable fabric, and that's why I like to use it. So it doesn't take too long, but it doesn't go as fast as you might like, especially at first. Alright, let's get started. The beauty about felt is that it's really hard to rip. So you can kind of really tug those rings through, and the felt's gonna keep its shape, and it's not going to ruin your triangle. And I'm also not, worrying about being too perfect with where I place the rings. I don't want to put them too close to the corner, just because if there is any pull, you don't want those to come out, and you don't want to ruin the fabric. But like I said, it's pretty durable, so. But I do want to go in a centimeter or two. So now I've finished putting all the rings onto my flags, and since I've moved them around quite a bit, I'm going to grab my ruler, and I'm basically just going to measure and make sure that there's the same length of chain on one side of the flags as there is on the other side. So I have 7 flags here. I'm going to guess I'm going to want about 4 inches on each side of my necklace. I'll have to move it around a bit. So there's 5 inches on that side. I'll move these down just a hair. And it doesn't have to be precise. I mean, it can be as precise as you want it to be. But if you think that you're not really going to notice if it's off by a quarter of an inch, then you don't need to worry about being perfect. But that's actually pretty good. Okay, so now that our chain is straight and we have all of our flags lined up, I'm sorry if this doesn't look perfect, but I'll do my best. Basically, I just try to keep my finger on a point where I know that I want the first flag to go in, and then I can just sort of follow. I don't really need to line it up anymore or use the ruler, just because I know that all my flags are right next to each other already as I've lined it up, so I know that they're going to work like that on the chain. So what I'm going to do, I know that I want to place this first ring about right there, so I'm going to pick that piece up on the chain, and I'm going to insert the ring into one of the little links there. And then I'm basically going to take these pliers, and these are round nose pliers, but it really is up to you. It's just what I have handy right now. And I'm just going to cinch it shut. And you basically want to work with one ring for a little while. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but you want to make sure that you are closing it properly. With these rings, if you noticed from the video or the clip before, I showed them open. And basically with these rings, you want to open them like this. You're going to want to open them sideways. You don't want to open them, flattening them out, spreading them out. You want to open them sideways like this so that you can easily cinch them back together. So that's what I'm doing here. And I really want to make it so there's actually a lot of resistance with the ring, because you want to make sure there's a full closure. Sometimes this can take a little while and it can be frustrating, but you really want to get those edges on the ring as neatly sealed as possible so that it doesn't fall off. All I need to do now is to put my spring ring clasp on, and then it's going to be ready to wear. So this didn't take too long at all. So basically, you just want to put a ring on one end of the chain, and the good thing about this type of necklace is there's really no front and back. Some people like to open the spring ring clasp to clasp the necklace with their right hand, and some people like it with their left. Well, this necklace is completely ambidextrous because there is no front or back of these little felt flags. They are reversible. So it doesn't really matter which end you put the clasp on, because whoever's wearing it can decide for themselves. So there's usually another ring. You can buy these. There's a ring on the spring ring clasp. If not, you can just attach one. There's usually a little hook. And you just slip it through one of the end links. I like to put it on the very end as long as I haven't severed it when I was cutting my chain. And you just seal those. And your necklace is done. Congratulations! You've finally finished your first mini flag necklace. Thank you for joining me on this little tutorial of how to make a mini flag necklace. You can see more tutorials like this one on my main shop page, which is inthebarrow.sqsp.com, or you can also visit my Tumblr blog, which also features do-it-yourself videos, and that is inthebarrow.tumblr.com. Thank you.